Welcome to Growthland's podcast, your go-to podcast for all things self-growth. Whether it's fitness, wellness, self-care, or even just real talks, I'm sure you'll get something to help you on your journey to becoming the best you. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a little girly talk video. I have my little girl right here. This is Azalea. We're going to talk all things periods, hygiene, relationships, friendships, etc. I did my hair, which took forever, and I'm going to be taking pictures for my podcast after this video, so after I get my makeup done. So I'm hoping my hair stays well. I really wish I had a better place to put this mic. If you have not met Azalea yet, this is Azalea. This video is not just any girl talk video, it's also a little Sephora sale haul because I have been waiting for months to get some of the products that I got my hands on. So I'm gonna do a little haul for you guys real quick before we hop into the video, and I'm gonna be also trying some of the products that I got from the haul. First two things I got were the Amika The Cure Bond Repair shampoo and conditioner. I have used this once and I love it so far. I felt like my hair was just so hydrated and just healthy afterwards. I've only used it once though, so I'm gonna have to like kind of update you later on that, but I like it so far and it smells so good. I had to get my hands on the Laneige water sleeping mask. I had like a little baby size and I used it all and I was like, I need to get the full size. So I went into the sale and I got the full size. And another skincare product, I got a little travel size of the Youth to the People face cleanser. This is my favorite face cleanser ever. I've been using it for almost 2 years now, I'd say. If you have not tried this, I would recommend even just getting this little baby size because this will actually last you a very long time, and you can try it out before you decide to like get the full size because it is a little pricey, okay? For face wash especially, it's a little pricey, especially if they just upped the price too, so it's $39. But this little guy, I think it's $12 before they have the price. I don't know how much it is now, I'm not gonna lie. Next product I got was the Shiseido Sun Stick. This is SPF 50+, don't know what that means, sun stick, and it's clear, as you can see. But I have used this a couple times and I'm not sure if I'm gonna return it or not because I really just don't like the texture. I just needed sunscreen for the reapplication because I've got like the initial application down. Like I've been very consistent using sunscreen, but I just need that reapplication every 2 hours. You're supposed to reapply sunscreen. And I have not been the best at that because I don't want to like bring along my whole bottle. For the products that I'm going to be trying in this video, we have some Rare Beauty products. I've tried this tinted moisturizer before and I loved it, and that's why I had to go pick up the full size. I'm really not a makeup girl. This stuff is very light, but I still feel like my discoloration and everything like that is fixed a little better. And then I got one of the liquid highlighters. This is an Enchant. This color was just so beautiful. I could not leave the store without it. And last thing from Rare Beauty, I got the liquid blush in Encourage. This color is also beautiful. I feel like it's gonna look really good with like my undertones. And the very last thing I got from Sephora was the Way Melrose Place perfume. This scent is glorious. I literally had to go back for this because I sprayed it on in the store and then I had left and I kept getting whiffs of it throughout the day, and I was like, this perfume smells so good, especially if you like layer it with some vanilla. So good. This isn't part of the Sephora haul, but I did pick up some e.l.f. products. This is the Grip Primer and then the Setting Mist because I wasn't about to spend a ton of money on a primer and setting spray because I just feel like it's not necessary. But anyways, let's get into this. Get ready with me, girl chat. I'm gonna use a little clip to throw my hair back. I'm gonna go ahead and look at the questions I got for this video. So first question was, how do I feel about waist trainers? I know there's so much contradicting stuff on the internet about waist trainers, but based off of research and personal opinion, they're such a waste of time and money, and honestly they can not be the healthiest and safest depending on how you use them. I've seen people talk about using them for 8 hours every single day, and that is honestly just terrifying to me. You do not need to use a waist trainer, let alone 8 hours a day. I have a hard time doing two things at once, so this is going to be a very interesting video. It is a very temporary kind of molding of your body. It's not like it's going to stay there. Your body is going to go back to its natural shape. It pretty much just moves the fat and stuff and displaces it while you're wearing it, and then slowly just forms it back. It's honestly just gonna make you more unhappy, and it's gonna make you want to like wear that even more, just so that your body looks like that more often than not, because obviously your body's going to look like that while it's physically on you, you know? I don't know if you can see that, but it's like messed up on the top, so it can't come out. Some people try to claim that there's a lasting effect to it, but there really is not. And honestly, any fitness people that push waist trainers, I would not trust. So this is just a little bit of powder under some tinted moisturizer. I never do my makeup like that, but a lady at Sephora actually recommended me to do it like that. Next topic we're gonna talk about is periods. I have been seeing so much content related around cycle syncing recently, and we need to talk about that because there's a lot of misinformation going around. I'm all for educating women more about their cycles because it is not something that we're taught in school or anything like that, but there is misinformation when it comes to working out, how you can work out, etc. in different cycles. Every woman's body is so different. Making a video basically like one size fits all, oh you're a woman, then this is how you are, and claiming that during your period you should only be doing yoga and stretching and some light walking other than rest is complete BS, for lack of better words. There is people out there that are very tired during their cycle and probably can definitely use that extra rest and probably shouldn't be going crazy in the gym. But there is people that are still super energetic and lively and ready to go during their period, and telling people even though you have energy you should probably just rest. In the weirdest way, it's literally going against exactly what it's trying to do and educate women to better themselves or get out of this anti-education for women thing where it's like educating falsely to try to push a narrative. We also need to be looking at these people that are pushing that narrative so much because they're usually trying to sell like some sort of PDF or something that like teaches people how to cycle sync, when in reality they don't have any credentials to do so. I'm gonna put the names on the screen and also in the description of some women that I highly trust with information. They're educated, they're doctors, some of them specifically studied for women's health, menstruation, and everything like that. These are people that you can actually trust when they're talking about women's periods and everything like that. They have the credentials to do so and not just some random stuff that they saw on the internet and decided that I'm going to throw up the same information, if you know what I mean. Do not get me wrong, I am all for women resting during their periods. I recently have just been a lot more exhausted during mine, so I have been usually taking some time to rest during mine. But for the last almost 5 years of working out, I never took just a whole week to rest during my period because I never needed to do so. I look like an insane person right now. Trust the process, trust the process. I think I put too much on this side, but we're gonna still trust the process. I want to do a whole video like working out on your period and everything, but for this video I still want to kind of incorporate some of that. I have learned a lot about, you know, how to take care of myself on and off my period and things to do and not do. We're gonna chat a little bit more about periods, not relating to working out, but just hygiene, etc. I want to make a whole video just about like period tips and stuff I've learned, because I've had my period for what? I got my period when I was young. I was 11 when I got my period, so I have learned so much between then and now for my period and just hygiene in general. So I also got questions about safe products and vitamins for you know, girl health and everything like that. So let's talk about that. Number one, don't trust any product that is supposed to be a wash and it says scented, because you do not need to put any scent down there. Do not use any scent. The gentlest of the gentlest is the most effective. If not using water, I use this. This is the only wash I have used for years now. I literally have 2 extras right now because they're on sale. This is my holy grail for feminine washes and makes me feel super, super clean. I'm just not someone that feels clean after just water. So this is what I use. The Honey Pot Sensitive Foaming Wash. I love this. I have never had issues and I'm very sensitive to pretty much anything. I highly recommend this. The price did unfortunately go up, but honestly, this lasts so long and it's 100% worth it. Do not get none of that summer's eve, any of that stuff, because that is not good for you, okay? And this is all you need. Wash, okay? You do not need any like fragrance sprays for your underwear. If you are having some sort of smelliness, it's really the inside that you need to be worried about instead of like the outside. Just like for a lot of things, if you are having issues on the outside, it's reflecting something inside that's going on. So if you are having more odor, I would highly recommend, first of all, checking with your doctor if it's to an extreme, but you could have some sort of infection, or honestly, it could be because you're using something that is like crazy and not good for you and your body's reacting badly, because some of like washes that aren't sensitive and they affect your pH can literally mess you up and basically make you smell bad when you think like, oh, it's floral scented, it's gonna make me smell good. Other than washes for vitamins, and this is what I'm recommending because again, it's the inside out that really matters. The outside, it's really just simple, like water or something very sensitive for your skin. I had to grab some supplements, so I don't have a prebiotic because it's in my greens. But I would recommend getting a probiotic or pre and probiotic mix. That would be really good for just your overall health, your gut health, and your vaginal health as well. But fenugreek is amazing, okay? This is hygiene in general, but also feminine hygiene. Fenugreek pretty much from the inside out makes you smell good and literally makes your sweat smell like maple syrup. It's the weirdest thing ever, but this stuff is amazing. Also cranberry, these are little gummy vitamins, but you can drink cranberry juice, there's cranberry pills, etc. But cranberry is also very good. Anyways, relating to hygiene, I'm gonna put you girls on because this has been my lifesaver for probably about a year now. I've had this bottle for so long and I haven't even finished it because you really don't need to use a lot. But this stuff, I don't use this on my face, it's too intense. But I use this on my armpits pretty much every single day, if not every other day. This is amazing. It pretty much kills the bacteria on your armpits so that you don't have that smell. So if you don't know this, body odor is not just, sweat. It's the combination of sweat and bacteria together. So if you don't have bacteria, then you can't smell. And I'm telling you, I notice a difference if I miss like a week of using this versus when I'm using it like every single day, because I don't smell, okay? But if I'm missing this and I'm not taking my fenugreek, then that's when it can be a little problem, okay? I'm a very sweaty girl. I've always sweat a lot on my armpits, just my armpits, literally. I get anxious sweats. I pretty much only sweat there when I'm at the gym, other than like my back. Like my face doesn't sweat or anything like that, but my armpits and sometimes my back. So making sure my armpits are taken care of so I don't have to deal with any odor is very important to me. And if you're like that, or you just deal with more body odor in general, this stuff will be your best friend and I highly recommend it. Other than that, this is my favorite deodorant I've ever used. I have tried so many deodorants again because I'm a sweaty girl and deodorant is so important to me and I'm so picky with it. Oh my gosh, the Saltair deodorant. Oh my gosh. I am so happy that they put this in stores because I've been seeing it online for so long, and I didn't want to order any of the products online, but I try them out now that they're in stores, and this is the best deodorant I've ever tried. This is the Santal Bloom, I believe. Just the brown one. I've had the blue one as well, and it's just not my favorite scent. This one is just better. It's just like, I don't know what it is. This is just good. It smells clean and fresh, but it also like has a little warm undertone. I don't know how to explain it, but if you are trying to look for a deodorant, I highly recommend this one. This also has salicylic acid, so it also helps prevent body odor before it even, happens. So this combined with the fenugreek and the glycolic acid is chef's kiss for getting rid of any type of body odor you might have. I had to throw that in. I am going to be doing a full hygiene video because hygiene is very important, and I have a lot of tips because I am very, very particular with stuff. So I will be making that video, but that is just something that I wanted to put you guys on ASAP because I am in love, and I've been doing that for a very long time now, and it is a life changer. It is time to talk about relationships. So before we even start on this topic, it is very important to note that I've been in a relationship for 4 years now. But my take on relationships and dating and everything like that is going to be a little different, obviously, because I'm in a relationship and I have been. I've never gone through the modern dating world or anything like that. I met my boyfriend in high school. We pretty much grew up together, so I'm not familiar with how modern dating is and everything like that. But because of that, I have some amazing advice when it comes to relationships, dating, because I've been in bad relationships before my boyfriend. So from my experience of being in bad relationships, getting hurt, and also being in a healthy relationship and wanting to spend the rest of my life with someone, I have a lot to say. So one of the questions I was asked was biggest red flags. And again, I've been in some toxic situations, so I know some red flags, okay? So when it comes to red flags, sometimes it's hard to scout out on people, especially nowadays, because people like know to kind of manipulate their way around their red flags, especially in the beginning. I would say number one biggest red flag is love bombing. That is so underrated, and honestly, it's not even just relationships, it's any type of like friendship relationship. Love bombing is so common, and for people like me that just is a very like loving person, and like the people that I really care about and enjoy being around, etc., they just are always like a very high priority to me. We don't necessarily see that coming right away because we assume like this person just enjoys spending time with me and it's not like a toxic thing. Like they love doing these nice things for me. They love saying nice things to me and whatever. You know what I'm saying. If you've encountered love bombing, you know what I'm talking about. But it's pretty much when someone in the beginning of a relationship or even a friendship pretty much kind of puts their best foot forward, which most people do, but not to this full extent. It's when someone pretty much makes you fall in love with them, in a sense. Like, they make themselves seem like the perfect person for you. They are buying you flowers weekly. They're taking you to nice dinners, like, not occasionally. It's like a regular thing. Like, they're treating you like an absolute queen. And some people are just like that. But you have to look out for it when someone tries to weaponize that too against you and act like, but I'm doing all of this for you. When they turn and try to act like they're doing so much for you and you owe them something for that, that is when you know you're in a bad situation. So how this can look, honestly, is for the first couple months, especially in like the honeymoon phase, someone is treating you like a queen. They're constantly telling you you're beautiful, you're amazing, whatever. And you just think that's how they are. And then all of a sudden there's kind of a switch with them and they just aren't doing that as much, and you kind of notice it, and you honestly are just a little confused because you kind of like think that's how they are. But then when you kind of bring that up in a sense, then they think you're like being crazy. They treat you very poorly because pretty much asking why they're acting different. It's a pretty manipulative strategy people use to pretty much get someone to do whatever they want because they think they pretty much have to act perfect in order to even get the energy that was being given in the beginning. We're gonna get a little up close and personal. Oh my gosh, guys, I forgot setting spray. Does anyone else get literally scared of setting spray? Because this stuff scares me. Other than love bombing, there's honestly so many red flags I could go over, but I'm gonna say my top 5 under love bombing. So number 1, love bombing. Number 2, I would say this is very much my opinion, and I know everyone's different, but someone that is very much into like nightlife and partying and everything like that. It's very much depending on age group for how this could affect. But even in high school, like someone that's super into partying, that's just not a huge thing for someone to be in a relationship with a long term. You know, if you want like a fun little fling, that's different. But if you're looking for someone to like be with for years or the rest of your life, then someone that is super into partying, going out, drinking, and all of that is just not someone that is going to really be a positive. And honestly, a lot of the times when people go and do that, they're not really ready to like settle down with someone. They're still kind of looking at what else is out there. Number 3 would be someone that really only talks about their present or their past and doesn't really have any future in mind. They don't really have any goals. Not everyone is looking for someone that's super ambitious, but at least someone that is like looking towards what they want to do in their future whatsoever. There's a lot of people that are very stuck in like the past or the present, and they don't know what they want to do with their life. And it's kind of hard to start a relationship with someone when they have absolutely no idea where they're gonna be even in like a year from now. They don't have any goals for themselves, because at the end of the day, if they don't have any goals for themselves, then they don't really have a goal for your relationship. They have no idea what's gonna happen in your relationship. Number 4, someone that you cannot connect with or have deep conversations or just laugh with. That intimate connection is so important, and a lot of the times it's taken for granted. Like me and my boyfriend, we used to talk on the phone. We started talking for 4 hours, or literally until like 4 o'clock in the morning on school nights too. We would just be talking on the phone, having so much fun, asking each other's questions, playing like 20 questions, anything like that, just because we were enjoying so much talking to each other and laughing and getting to know each other. If you off the bat aren't even like excited or can really have conversations to get to know each other and just have fun together, then it's not really going to last long term. If you can't even have fun together in the beginning, if someone's not even really willing to give you the time of day to have like a fun conversation, ask you questions. And number 5, who they hang out with. I know you know the saying about you are the 5th person you hang out with, but that is also true for the way people act. If someone is hanging out with all the guys that, you know, they can't commit to girls, they are out just doing a bunch of extra stuff, and they aren't someone that you would even want to be around whatsoever, then most likely this person is not for you. And yes, of course, you can like somebody and them not be like the people they hang out with. There's different cases. But a lot of the times, even little personality traits or things that they enjoy, they're most likely going to be similar to their friend. I could talk a long time about relationship advice, but that could be a whole separate video. But I'm going to give you a couple pieces of advice that I have for you in your relationship. If you're in a relationship or you're wanting to get in a relationship, whatever, these are my top tips for being in a relationship. The original day I was planning to film this, my boyfriend was here, and so he was going to kind of sit in on this conversation and give you guys some tips too from a guy's perspective, but he's not here. So I'm actually going to text him, ask him one piece of advice he would give for relationships. I'm gonna send a voice memo to ask. I'm doing the video right now and I'm on relationship advice, and I am asking you to tell them your number one piece of a relationship advice you would give to someone that wants to be in a relationship or is in a relationship. So while I wait for him to respond, I'm going to give you some of my top relationship advice. Honestly, one of these may be what he says. So, number one, you need to love yourself before you can love somebody else. And you need to work through your issues as well. This one is a hard one, but it is so key, because first of all, if you don't love yourself, then you're gonna, first of all, let someone else walk all over you because you just don't care as much about yourself to really set those boundaries and everything in place so you don't get hurt. And also, you're not going to know how to love someone else if first you really don't even know how to take care of yourself and love yourself. On top of that, if you have a lot of issues that you have not worked through and are still affecting you mentally, you're going to bring that into your relationship, and you're going to have to deal with them in your relationship, because having a partner is like having someone put a mirror up to you, even when you don't want to look at yourself in the mirror and you don't want to see what, the gross, icky stuff that you don't want to deal with is. The person you're with will point that out to you. And that is a huge thing why people are scared to be in relationships too, is because they don't want to deal with that stuff. And it's kind of scary having someone tell you what is wrong with you, pretty much. So dealing with all of that before you even get in a relationship, or obviously if you're in a relationship, deal with that ASAP before it gets to a point where it affects your relationship. My second piece of advice would be learn your person. This is kind of obvious, but it's not really talked about a lot. I'm not just talking about their favorite color, whatever. I'm talking about learn how they react to things, how they learn, how they communicate, the things that they struggle with, the way that they want you to love them, the way they feel loved, like their love language, etc. Because that will save you a lot of headache between having to figure that out down the road when problems occur and you're like, why are you acting like this? Why are you reacting like this? I didn't realize this bothered you, etc. You need to talk about it from the beginning so that you have that and you know that through your whole relationship. Number 3 is communication is key. In any relationship you're in, whether it is romantic or a friendship, you must communicate with each other, because if there is no communication, there is pretty much nothing. You are both going to be on a different page. Someone's going to think there's something wrong, possibly. The other person's going to be like, there's nothing wrong. Why do you think that? And if you don't talk to each other, you're never going to figure it out. So be on the same page. And even in those conversations that are hard to have, you need to put your ego, your pride, or sometimes your feelings to the side to have that conversation. And even if you get hurt from that conversation, at least you were able to voice how you feel, and that person was able to voice how they feel as well. Last piece of advice is just having fun with your person. Make plans. Don't ever stop dating your person. Even if you're married, even if you've been dating for 7 years or something like that, don't stop dating your person. Don't let getting out of like the honeymoon phase stop you from asking that person out on a date, or going to try something new, or going to the park to paint, or anything like that. Keep your relationship interesting. Keep it fun. Okay, this is what he said. Don't just enjoy your partner, learn your partner. People will tell us what they need by how they communicate to you. So always be looking for ways to stay 2 to 3 steps ahead of them always. It is a positive thing. That's kind of like what I said earlier. You really do need to learn your partner in order to be able to continue your relationship and grow with them. Okay, it has been a kind of a long video, so I'm going to end it right here. But I would love to have another girl talk with you guys soon. Maybe when I'm not doing my makeup and just like doing something else, because this is kind of difficult, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm so glad we had this talk. I wanted to make it kind of fun and interactive. I hope I got a lot of questions answered. If I didn't, obviously you can comment down below. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Mwah!